Ringo TV Reactions. We back again with another one. You already done know what it is. Got a great topic tonight. We're going to be dealing with is this particular topic here. Yeah, that's right. Tonight's topic, what we're going to be talking about is the state of black women in America when it comes to her relationship to the black man. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you get the likes up as soon as you walk into the building. You already done know we provide you with the best content on YouTube. You already done know what it is. So, what we got on the screen here is a comment. This particular comment is from a black woman, and we want to examine it. It came from a woman that posted in this video. You see, the video that I made regarding woman says she will not be tied down to one man, it all makes sense now, was a classic video, which breaks down the reality of where we are. And for whatever reason, a sister came in there and left a comment, and I want to talk about it. I want to share my commentary and take you through history so we can see what the problem is, you know, where the black family is going, why there's so much issues between black men and black women, why there's this gender war, why women have this, I don't need a man, I'm a boss, I work, I don't need a man, he's not important to me, I'm fine by myself, I'm living my best life. This is what they're doing, fam. This is what's going on. But for some odd reason, it's like they don't want to hear the truth. And a lot of times women that want to live this single life of just being alone, they always be in my videos about relationships. And I'm trying to figure this out. Like, if you're a woman, right, and you just want to be single and pretty much die by yourself, why do you look at videos regarding relationships if that's not even on your mind? So what I've discovered is that these women that have issues when it comes to black men, they are really upset with the fact that they know they're not gonna have one. So they make it appear as if though a black man is not important. And it's because they are in a time in their life right now where they can't get a man. And pretty much this normally happens when a woman is, pushing 40, 50, and 60. At that point, her market value is done. Like, it's a wrap. She's supposed to retire. Just like when you're at your job and you retire, it's the same way in relationships. It's like this, ladies. If you haven't secured a man while in your prime and settled down, became a wife, and grew into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, if you haven't done that and you're a single woman, especially if you got kids and you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you're going to be by yourself forever. It's just not going to change. And the reality of that is that a lot of women, they don't want to face reality. They really don't want to face reality. We try to give you the understanding of what's going on in the times we're in, and they just don't want to listen to this, So we talked about this video that you see on the screen yesterday, right? So a black woman came into the comments of that video that you see on the screen there, and she posted the following. She said, as far as what the girl is saying in the video, I do not completely agree. I just don't get why men feel like having a man is such a staple point to a woman over 40 or whatever. Now, at that point, brothers and sisters, it's very clear that the woman in question may be over 40, or else she would have never said women over 40. See, when you understand how to read to understand, right, you can read people. This is why I always tell people that you have to read to understand, so that you can get the underlying issue of what a person is saying. Whether you're reading books, whether you're reading a newspaper, read to understand so that you can break it down. She want to know, like, I don't get why men feel like having a man is such a staple point to women over 40 or whatever. So now this is a woman that is basically most likely over 40, because like I said before, I don't have 20-plus-year-old sisters in my chat or in my streams complaining. You won't find that on social media, because 20-year-olds, women that are in their late 20s, they're still living their best life, destroying their lives, if I may add. They're busy on hot girl summer. They're busy sleeping around, testing the feel, feeling themselves, posting IG pics on OnlyFans, and just living it up, wasting their youth away when they could have settled down. These are normally the years when a woman is in her prime. This is when she's supposed to secure a man. In case you're a woman and you're viewing the stream and you don't have a father, you don't have no uncles, you don't have nobody that's schooling you on what's going on, when you're in your prime as a woman, that is the time in which you're supposed to secure a husband. Not when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Not when you have 2 to 5 kids by different men. That is not the time to say, okay, I'm ready to be a wife. Because no man is going to want you at that point. Now, a man will get with you to sleep with you, but he's not going to commit to you. These are just the facts. And we try to make you understand this in a practical manner, but most of you just don't want to listen. You keep getting upset with me like I'm stopping you from getting a man. I don't know you. You live in a whole different state. I don't know what you do on a daily basis. So why, when we talk about these issues, you get in your feelings? I mean, if you don't want a man, why do you care what I say? And see, guys, this is just another example of the fact that women really do want a husband. They really do want companionship. They really want it, but they realize that they wasted their life away. They realize that they given the best years of their lives to all the wrong men. Y'all remember that song, Giving You the Best That I Got? I forgot the name of the song, but I'm not sure. Was it Anita Baker? I'm not sure who wrote that song, who sang that song about giving you the best that I got. I don't know who wrote it, but y'all remember that. Well, women have been given the wrong kind of men, the best years of their lives. That was Anita, right? I knew it was Anita. Shout out to Anita, R.I.P. Wait, I said R.I.P. What the hell am I saying? That's the woman that we talked about the other day. Between her and Babyface. That was the one we was talking about. If she's still alive, I'm saying R.I.P. Most High forbid, Anyway, that particular song, Giving You the Best That I Got, that is what women were doing back in the day. Giving the wrong men the best years of their life. That's what's going on. Hey, but sometimes when I say things, man, y'all better look out. Y'all better write that down, man. Sometimes I be saying things and listen, that's why, listen, when I speak, I get nervous because I be saying things and things just come out and then they happen. So I don't know if we hear anything coming up, then hey, it is what it is, man. This is the same thing that happened when Kobe passed, bruh. I'm serious. I was talking about it, and then I started watching his videos in the night, and next minute, the next morning, helicopter crash. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. So sometimes things slip, and it be a sign. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But anyway, women in times of old back in the day were giving the wrong men the best years of their life. The best years. The wrong kind of guys. And because of that, they missed the opportunity. How many of you ever tried to catch a bus or a train? You were late to work. You live in a city, and as soon as you got into the subway station, the train was there and you missed the train. You missed your opportunity to get to work early. That's how it be for a lot of women. They missed their opportunity. So as they grew older, in their 40s and 50s, it normally starts in their mid 30s. Once a woman hit in her mid 30s, that's when she starts to panic. Especially if she don't got no kids. If a woman is in her 30s, mid 30s, and she don't got no kids, she starts to panic. Because at that point, she's literally making herself susceptible to all of the problems that's going to come in terms of high-risk pregnancies, complications, various issues. It's just a mess. A woman is supposed to be doing these things when it comes to childbearing in her prime. But in today's day, we got women wanting to have babies when they 50. Janet Jackson, anyone? Like, who has a baby when they 50, bruh? Like, seriously, I'm not saying that you can't, if you're a woman, that you can't possibly have a baby. But like, at that point, you should have already had kids. Your kids ought to be growing up. They ought to be like in their late teens, early 20s by then. But this is the world we live in. They want to chase a career and then later on figure out if they want a man. And it got to the point where relationships is dead because the women are out of order. Respectfully, they're not walking in the will of God. They're just not. So now, the woman, as I said, she says, I don't get why men feel like having a man is such a staple point to a woman over 40 or whatever. There's so much to life besides worrying about having a man. Honestly, as long as a woman takes care of herself, she never needs a man. A man is a want. And if a woman grows older and becomes different in her ways, take care of herself better, why would that be a bad thing? I don't get the logic. Seems to me like it's all based in vanity anyway. Guys, do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's going on in today's culture? The woman says, honestly, as long as a woman takes care of herself, she never needs a man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're in 2023. We're in 2023. Let's see where all of this started from, shall we? Let's see where all of this started from so we can understand the real in the class tonight. Let's break this thing down. Let's see where this sister and the majority of Black women learn this ideology, this mindset, this programming. Let's see where they got this stuff from. Let's see what's happening here.
I think that the only thing that's changed is the Black woman. Because there was a time, let's say my mother, my aunts and things like that, they would say, okay, if that's the way you establish your manhood, I'm going to go for it. And my generation says, hey, no good.
Okay.
You must establish a new base.
I'll agree with that.
And we are, as a group, demanding that a new base be established. Why can't we try it my way?
Later.
25 years ago, the strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the Black population. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. Male figures are not substantially important in the family.
I think.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Are y'all seeing what's going on, fam? Are y'all seeing what's happening here? Make sure those likes are going up, bruh. I'm always providing the best content on YouTube. Most of these content creators don't educate nobody. They focus primarily on gossip. What I'm breaking down here is real talk. This is where all our problems stem from right here. This is where it's at, y'all. Notice the year, 1972. These women were rebellious. 1972, they were like, look, we got to find a new way. Forget the way it's going. We don't want to be doing it that way no more. We're going to do it our way. Well, guess what? Single motherhood was a choice that Black women made. That's right. It was not the Black man leaving the Black woman to fend for herself with her kids. It was the Black woman who decided that she want to be a single mother. These are facts. Do you understand me? It wasn't no Black man being a deadbeat talking about he ain't want to be there for his kids. The Black man has always been there for his kids. Always. Do you understand? The Black man has always worked, always provided, always loved and cherished his family. It was the Black woman who said, I would rather be a single mother. I believe I can do it by myself. Why? Because feminism came in and told the Black woman, you don't need a man. You could do bad by yourself. Listen to the tape, people. Listen to the tape, because what this does, it establishes the points that I'm making, that the sister who wrote that comment is a practitioner of the programming that was done to our women in the 70s, in the 60s. And she was raised by women that taught her this mindset. She said, honestly, as long as a woman takes care of herself, she never needs a man. A man is a want. And if a woman grows older and becomes different in her ways, take care of herself better, why would that be a bad thing? And we wondering why there are so many single mothers today. We wondering why. We wondering why there are so many women in every black community with no fathers in the home, but they having babies. Why? Because feminism told the black woman, in order for you to get Section 8, in order for you to get public housing, in order for you to get benefits, public assistance, welfare, WIC, you need to get that black man out of your life. You need to get him out. So, mama, big mama and them, taught their daughters. This is what they taught their daughters.
Baby, now you know you better listen to mama now. Now, I raised you to be a good woman, but you don't need no man now. I raised you all by myself. And I'll be damned if my daughter gotta struggle with a man. So now, girl, you go on down there now to that welfare office and you tell them that they're your baby daddy, that he left you. Don't tell them you got a man, because they're not gonna approve the public assistance. Now you go on now, because you want to get that apartment, right? You want to make sure that you got a roof over your head. Well, you're gonna have to get rid of that man, because the government don't like when you have a black man around. We're not gonna be able to get those benefits. So you can't wait on no man. The government will take care of you. They'll provide you housing, public assistance, WIC for that baby. And you don't need that man. We don't need no sorry man, because your daddy was sorry. You understand? Your uncles, all of them, they all sorry. All they do is just fool around with the ladies. So we gotta do what we gotta do for ourselves. Do you understand me, baby? Yes, I understand, Mother. I'm gonna go down to the welfare office now and tell them that, Jeffrey left and I'm struggling. That's right, baby. That's what you gotta do. I taught all your older sisters to do the same, and look at them. They got their own apartment. They got welfare. You don't need no man. I didn't need a man to raise you. I raised you all by myself.
Wow. That is how mama is raising her daughters, even in today's day. But now, the way mama and them is raising their daughters, they're raising them in a different way.
Baby? Yes, Mother. You know you gotta go to college. 'Cause I need my baby to go get an education so that you can get an LLC. You can start your own business, set up a trust. We don't need no man. You don't need a man, baby. So you go on to college, make sure you graduate, because you need to have that degree so that you can do what you need to do. Because these men today are sorry. So you need an education to make yourself successful. Because I cannot sit and watch you struggle, waiting for a man to get a job. So you go on, baby, and do what you got to do. Because that is the way of the future. You do not need a man. You could do bad all by yourself. In the process, you have your freedom. You could go where you want. You don't even need to be married anymore. Do you understand me, baby? Yes, Mother, I understand. I'm gonna definitely go to college and do what I gotta do so I can start a business. I can make money, buy my own house, my own car, get my credit score right. That's right, baby. You just stay doing that. And I wish you a lot of luck. You're gonna be very successful. So you go on, baby. Make mommy proud.
Wow. That's what they're doing, guys. But see, what mama didn't tell her daughter is that she's going to be single for the rest of her natural life. Mama didn't tell her that. What a lot of these young ladies don't realize is that their mothers hate them. Their mothers are leading them to their destruction. Because any mother that would train up her daughter to focus on getting a job and not focus on family development, that's a mother that don't love her daughter. She's literally setting up her daughter for destruction. And it's sad. You understand? It doesn't even make any sense. You know? But that's just the way it is. You know? Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to give you this truth, fam. And they don't want no accountability. Women in today's day do not want to take any accountability for any actions whatsoever. This is just how they are, fam. You know, they complain, and they don't take no accountability. Like, I could be talking about this, breaking it down, and rather than black women say, okay, let me take personal accountability for my actions. Let me take personal accountability for the things that I've been doing, the choices I've been making, the men that I've been sleeping around with. Rather than doing that, instead, they ignore the truth, complain, make up excuses, and that's their life. And it's sad, man. It really is sad. And normally when women refuse to take personal accountability, those normally be the ones that have kids out of wedlock, no man in sight. And all of the guys that they date are Pookies and Ray Rays that just use them for sex. That's it. And because they're carrying the spirits of these men, they don't have the ears to learn. See, guys, when women don't have the ear, the patience to sit down in a class and listen and learn, but instead she's trying to find fault with someone else rather than looking at herself, that's a problem. Now, we just looked at the video where a woman is speaking for women in general, that she don't want patriarchy, basically. She don't want to be led by no man. She said there needs to be a change, and the change happened. And because of that change, now we have a situation where women are now fending for themselves. That's where they are right now. You understand? Women are fending for themselves and they're struggling. That's what's going on. You know? And they're upset with everybody because of their own choices. They're upset with the world. And it's sad, man. And shout out to everybody that gave super chats. I don't even know how many people hit the super chat, but I see, whatchamacallit, Geraldo. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name properly, but you posted scripture, Ecclesiasticus 25:19. All wickedness is but a little to the wickedness of women. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. See, the thing is, they don't want to be accountable for anything, guys. This is why I said that we're living in dark times. You know, when we have these classes and women complain and they just don't take accountability, that's a sign that you guys need to be aware of. And this is why I told you guys it's very dangerous to be in relationships, especially having children with these women. Very, very dangerous. You got to know where a woman is before you plant your seed, because you might be planting your seed in a ground that's destroyed and corrupt. And next minute they abuse your children. I see this happening all the time, fam. I see that all the time in New York. I see these women abusing their kids all the time. You know? And because all of them do it, it's normal. So none of them call any social services to help these kids find a better home. because they're all used and accustomed to the treatment that they give their sons primarily. You know, they treat their sons like crap because they're angry with the baby daddy. And this is just a fact. So let's listen to the tape again, because again, a lot of black women are going to ignore the facts. Instead, what they're going to do, this is what you're going to see, guys. You're going to see women saying stuff like, well, what about the black man? What about him? What about him? Don't he have a part in this? What is going on with him? This is what you're going to see. Now, why they do that? Because they don't want to be accountable for what they've done. So they're trying to blame a black man as if though a black man gave them feminism. You women took feminism over family. You understand? You took feminism over loving the black man. And that's what's going on. So they're going to try to blame you guys. They're going to say, what about you? Let's listen to the tape to see what black man done. Let's see if black man is at fault. Let's see if black men started this. Because for some reason, women never hold themselves accountable. Guys, how many relationships you been in with women and they could never apologize? They done something wrong to you, but they find it so difficult to just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I was wrong. You know how difficult it is for a woman to repent? Guys, I promise you, listen, the lake of fire and brimstone is going to be filled with majority of women, guys. Do you know how difficult it is for a woman to repent of sin? Think about this, guys. When the Bible says for us to repent of our sins and turn to God, if women in today's day, and I'm speaking primarily to black women because the topic is about the state of black women in America, do you know how difficult it is for them to be accountable for their actions? Do you know how sad that is, that you can do a show that is educational to break down why we're having these problems in the black community? And rather than the black woman say, you know, wow, that was 1972. Most of these black women weren't even born in the chat. Most of these black women weren't even born that's in the clouds. They weren't even born. They weren't even born. And look at how black women were in 72. Do you understand? This is sad. The only ones that were born was the women that are in their 50s. You know what I'm saying? The women that were in their 50s, oh yeah, they were born. They were there, but they were little girls. You know what I mean? Their mama was involved in that mess. And this is why most women that are in 50s and 60s, they got that same corruption from back in the day, fam. They got that same mindset. You would think that women would sit down in class and say, my goodness, Ringo, I didn't even know that this is how it was back in the day. You mean to tell me women chose feminism? Women chose to be single mothers? Yes, that's right. Women chose this. Not black men. Black men never turned against their family. Black men have always worked, always held a job. These are facts. These are facts. Black men have always held a job and always took care of his family. It was the black woman who said, look, feminism is offering me something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the government take care of my house because they're going to provide me a house. And she took it. And she turned her back on the child's father in order to receive these benefits. Because if any of you know, those are the requirements. In order for a woman to get any sort of public assistance, housing, this, that, all these different things, she got to be single, bruh. She got to tell the government that the baby daddy left. He abandoned his family. And then the government will come in and do what they got to do. You know how many women is living off the system? But they'll come online flexing on Instagram like they got it popping, but they living off the system. You know what I mean? Living off the system, playing a game, don't want to take accountability for their actions. Let's look at the tape again, because we're going to review this tape and break it down. Let's look at where it all started, guys. All of these ladies today that have this mindset of feminism, I don't need a man, I'm a boss, it's the black man's fault. No, it's your fault. And we got the receipts and the proof right here. Let's roll the tape.
That the only thing that's changed is the black woman.
The only thing that changed is the black woman.
Because there was a time, let's say my mother, my aunts and things like that, they would say, okay, if that's the way you establish your manhood, I'm going to go for it.
Wow.
And my generation says, hey, no good.
Okay.
You must establish a new base.
A new base is what she wanted to do. See, the women of old had the right way, but then these women came in. These women came in 72 and said, no, we got to have a new base. Forget having some man being the head of the house. Forget about patriarchy. Forget about all of that nonsense. We're going to have a new way. Let's see what the new way is.
And we are, as a group, demanding that a new base be established. Why can't we try it my way?
Why can't we try it my way, she says. Let's see what happens when we try it the black woman's way.
Later.
25 years ago, the strong family was still the backbone of black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most black children are now growing up without their fathers.
Wow. Most children are now growing up without their fathers. This is what happened when the black woman decided to do it her way. Let's go.
Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the black population.
Wow. And you're wondering why the black community is filled with nothing but single mothers and there's no fathers in sight. You're wondering why. You think that's some coincidence? Like it's just, the black man, he just left his family. He's just a deadbeat. No. Women make the conscious decision to become single mothers. I see this every day. I see dudes that are with black women. And while they're dating, everything seemed good. She get pregnant. All of a sudden, she start flipping out. All of a sudden, she breaks up with the brother. How many of you in the chat, how many of you brothers witness this for yourself, where you see women get pregnant and then they break up with the baby daddy before the baby is born? Why they do that? Because it's required. It's required in order for the system to give her the benefits she needs, guys. This is what they do. I promise you. I'm sure every last one of you seen this thing happen where a dude was with a woman. As soon as she got pregnant, she broke off the relationship while pregnant and then started to threaten him with child support. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Let's go.
Why don't you plan to get married?
Why don't you plan to get married? Listen to what the man asked the sister, bruh. This is in 86. Listen, fam, listen.
Growing part of the black population. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down.
She said, I wouldn't want no man holding me down, guys. In 86, this black woman said her reason for not wanting to get married is I don't want no black man holding me down. Where did she learn that from? And you could look at the sister and you could tell she's in her prime. You could tell that she's in her prime. Somebody programmed her mind, fam. You're wondering why our women have been led to destruction, bruh. You guys are wondering why it's so difficult to find a quality black woman that want to be a mother, that want to be a wife. Today's sisters don't want to be wives. They want you to pay them in order to have a relationship with them. This is what's going on, guys. This is what's happening today's day. This is why I try to give you guys the game. And they keep getting mad at me because I'm trying to put you guys on. Modern women in today's day are not trying to be in a relationship. They want you to pay them to be in a relationship. In other words, pay me so that I can be in your presence. Because I'm not going to be here for long, but I'll be here for a while. Now look at what the man asked the sister. You know, why she don't want to get married. Look at what she have to say.
Growing part of the black population. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down.
Wow.
Because I think I can make it as a single parent.
She said, I think I can make it as a single parent. I don't want no black man holding me down. I think I can make it as a single parent. Wow. Did a black man do anything here? Oh, let me get this straight. Let me blame the black man. It's the black man's fault, right? It's the black man's fault, chat? Did the black man do this? Did the black man do this? And I'm pretty sure the man asking her the question is probably shaking his head like, this young lady is in her prime. She's supposed to settle down and be a wife, but rather than being a wife, she would rather be a single mother, which means she don't have a problem getting with the man to have sex. She don't have a problem with the man planting his seed. You see that, guys? That's what's happening today. Women have no problem sleeping with you. They have no problem with you giving them a baby. But understand this, they're gonna leave you. They're going to leave you because single motherhood is their choice. It's not that these men are deadbeats. I don't believe that at all. The majority of black men have always been there for their children. Black women make the conscious decision to sleep around with the wrong men and then break off those relationships. And then when their children get older, these mothers brainwash their children with lies by telling them that your father wasn't ish and he didn't love you and all of this garbage, right? Why? To hide the truth. The truth is she used the guy to have a baby to get herself the resources from the government. Most of these women don't even love their children. And that's just the facts. We see it every day. You understand? Neglect, leaving children home while they go out and party, leaving their kids with their mama so they could go to the club to go on hot girl summer. Like, who does that? Who has babies and then leave their babies with their mom so they could go out and party? That's someone that don't care about their kids. That's someone who think they a teenager. That's somebody that don't want to be responsible. And what's sad is all these grandmothers are the ones raising the children. How many of you in the chat was raised by your grandmother? I'm pretty sure many. How many people in the clouds listening right now, you were raised by your grandmother? Your grandmother took care of you the majority of the time, primarily if you're black. You understand? These are facts. You know why? Because your mama was too busy being in them streets. That's why. See, this is the cold truth that nobody want to talk about. You understand? Mama was in them streets with different dudes while grandma had to take the bulk of the responsibility of raising you. You understand? You hardly ever was raised around your mom. It was your grandmother doing all the work. And if your mother did anything, it was the bare minimum because she didn't even know how to raise children. That's sad. And that's exactly how the black community is right now. It's bad. You know what I mean? This young lady is in her prime. And she said she don't want a black man because a black man is going to hold her down. Who taught her that lie? Who told her that having a black man meant she's going to be held down? Feminism. The mental programming that they've done to our people. Imagine that. You're a black woman and you're saying that you don't want a black man to marry you because you don't want to be held down. Isn't that exactly what black women are doing today? They don't want to be wives, guys. This is why I keep telling you. They don't mind sleeping with you. This is why I told you. Most women, if you come around them and you start talking all of that stuff about I'm trying to wife you up, trying to make you my woman, once you say that, you turn them off. They don't want that. They don't mind sleeping with you because this is what they do. They'll sleep with you, they'll sleep with that guy, and they'll have y'all all on rotation. Why? Because they're living that life. That's the best life. That's their life. That's what they chose. You know? They are literally thinking and acting like men in today's day. That's just the way it is right now, fam. This is the coldest truth you're going to get online. Nobody else will break it down like this. You know, nobody else have the balls to actually put out the information the way it needs to be said. Too many people are gassing up people with lies. We're showing you the receipts. We're showing you history. A young black woman in this video says she don't want a black man because she feel she's being held down. She don't even have one, but she feel that if she get one, she's going to be held down. Why? Because somebody taught her this. Somebody taught her that marriage is not a good thing. Having a husband is not a good thing. Having a man as a provider is not a good thing. You could do it yourself. Well, if she could do it herself, why she need the man to have a baby? Think about what they're doing, y'all. If she don't want a man to hold her down, why is she interested in sleeping with the man so she could get pregnant? Because she needs the baby in order to get the benefits from the government. Come on, man. Listen to what she said, fam, because this is so sad, fam. This is like one of them things where it's like, my goodness, man, what did they do to our people?
No man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really.
Wow. The brother said, don't you think you would need help from that black man in raising the baby? She said, not really. Do you see where it all started from, people? Was it the black man? For all you ladies that love to come in the comments talking about, well, what about the black man? What about him? He didn't make this choice. You did. Look at what these sisters been doing from back in the day. The brother said, hey, you don't think you're going to need a black man to help with the raising of children? She said, no, not really. Listen to what she said, fam. Let's rewind it back. Listen.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really.
Wow, man, my goodness, how could anybody deny this? But you know what's so sad, guys? Black women will look at this stream, listen to her say that, and still blame a black man. Think about that. They will look at the live stream, listen to the sister say verbatim that she don't need no black man. And they'll still turn around and say that black men are deadbeats and they're no good when women have chosen to be single mothers. Think about that. Let's listen to it again because, again, women are going to deny everything. They're going to act like they don't hear nothing. Listen.
Growing part of the black population. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
Why don't you plan on get married? I would like to know that is what the man said.
Growing part of the black population. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
Wow.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. Male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Wow, oh man, a male figure is not really that important to raise a family, guys. Are y'all listening to this? Are y'all listening to this, man? This is so sad, man. Listen to this mess, man.
Really? Male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Are y'all listening to that? Let's look at it again.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. Male figures are not substantial.
Notice that. Are not substantially important. Male figures are not. Listen to what she said, fam. To all you black women that love to cast blame, that love to deflect, that love to project your own inadequacies and issues on black men, listen to what the black woman said in '86. She said that black men are not substantially important in
in the family.
In the family. Are y'all listening to this? This is what black women did. Wow. And the children suffer in the process. The children suffer in the process because the mother end up bringing different guys into her life. And the children get abused. You know do you know how many children get abused by men that single mothers bring into home? You know how many young boys get molested by strange men that single mothers bring in the house? And because the single mother go to work, she'll leave some dusty, dirty man in the house to babysit the kids. And the man is molesting her son. This happens all the time. You understand? She'll leave some dirty man in the house and the man is molesting her daughter. Yeah. This is what happens. I talked about this a few times on the platform. I never made a video about it, but I can recall there was a time where somebody had sent a video. It was a live stream going on Facebook. It was extremely disturbing. Matter of fact, disturbing is not even a word that you can use, right? The video was so disturbing. The person ended up getting arrested. It was a big mess. People were talking about it like crazy. Somebody had sent me the link. They was like, bro, you have to see this before it gets taken down. Somebody is live on Facebook doing some evil. You had a guy on Facebook Live, right? And again, the whole thing is bad. You know what I'm saying? The mom was at work. She left the guy in the house watching her daughter. Right? This dude goes on Facebook live on camera, making this young girl do the unthinkable to him on camera. Do you understand? On Facebook Live. Right? This young girl is singing on his microphone on Facebook Live. That's right. And this is what black women do when they don't have the fathers in the home. They bring in these losers off the street, these dusty, dirty guys, and these guys are abusing their kids. The man ended up getting arrested. They shut down the Facebook page. It was just that bad. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And the idiot showed his face too. I don't know what he must have been thinking. I don't know what's going on, but they locked him up. I don't know what happened with the mom, but I'm pretty sure they didn't do anything to her because they never do anything to the woman. The woman is always free to go. Now, the dude deserves death, straight up and down. He deserved death because the people that was there, they were, and what's so crazy is people were reporting the video, and the video kept going. It's like Facebook didn't even care. People were reporting the video, and Facebook wasn't doing nothing. Like, the dude was literally there just doing everything right there on camera, bruh. Everybody's in horror, looking in like, what the hell is going on? Bro, what is this? Facebook didn't take down the video in a while. This dude, this sick bastard, was abusing this young girl on Facebook Live while her mother was at work, trusting this ninja in her house. And this is what happens when these women want to kick the fathers out. They kick the father out, but they bring in a dusty inside the house. And just imagine how many of these households right now where women are paying their own rent, paying their own mortgage, but they got some sorry, dusty ninja in the house that don't work, don't use his hands to fix nothing, and he's molesting her kids on the low. It's happening every day in black communities, but nobody talks about it. Really sad. You know what I mean? But this is what's going on. This woman just said that the black man is not even important to be in a family. And we're wondering why we have all these problems. We're wondering why. But yet, they're still going to blame men. You're going to have women that's going to come to the platform. They're going to go into the chat. They're going to say, what about black men? What about them? No, what about you? Why your legs are open? Why you keep getting pregnant by losers? Why is it that every man you sleep with is a dog? Why? Because you make decisions. Are you going to be accountable for your actions? I told you already, guys, women don't want good men, only until it's too late. The only time women want good men is when they're old. I promise you guys, majority of the women that I be seeing coming in my live chat complaining, these women be in their 50s and 60s. And I'm saying to myself, like, why are you even here complaining? Like, seriously. Go find yourself a man if you feel that you're so great. Because I already done told you, no guy that is younger is looking for you. And the guys that are older are looking for younger women because they're trying to build a family, have kids, and they want a woman that's more submissive. You're not that. You're set in your ways. You don't want to be a woman that does all of those things. And even if you're in your 50s and 60s and now you want to talk like, oh, yeah, I would do that. Nobody want to do that with you now. You're done. I told you already. Learn to recognize when your time is up. It's just that simple, you know? You have to recognize when your time is up. It's just like, let's say, for example, you're a man and you realize that your hairline is receding, right? Let's just say you're a dude, you recognize that your hairline is receding and it receded so much to the point where it's like, look, fam, why in the world I'm trying to hold on to this hair, man? Let me just get rid of all this stuff and just recognize where it is, man. Like, let me just stop being fake. See, men have no problem letting go and recognizing that, hey, I just don't got it anymore. Let me get rid of all this stuff and just change up my style. But women, they can't do that. Women they live in denial. They just don't want to accept reality. You know what I mean? You're not in your prime anymore. You're not that young sister. You're not that young sister that is pretty much in her prime, looking good, and you want to, be on a date in the park, on the grass, holding hands, having conversations. You ain't doing that at 50 years old, 60 years old. Nobody's doing that. You understand? Nobody's looking for you to do that. You understand? Recognize when your time is up. You know what I mean? Somebody said, respect your elders. I don't know if that's directed at me, but if that was directed at me in terms of respect your elders, the people that I respect are people that respect themselves. And if you're a person who is an elder person, you're supposed to respect yourself enough to teach these young ladies how to be wives, to teach them how to be mothers, to teach them how to be keepers of the home. If you're a woman and you're older and you're in your 60s and you ain't doing that, you need to sit down. Nobody's respecting you. You understand? Because just because somebody is older doesn't make them an elder. There's a lot of people that's older and they're immature and they're rotten, spoiled, and evil and wicked. And they're in no position to tell nobody nothing because they're failures in life. You got so many young ladies out here walking the streets with no head, no guide, no man. And it's because of these so-called elder women that aren't teaching these women nothing. Think about this young lady right here on the screen. Look at a baby in her hand, fam. This is in 86. In 86, they were single mothers, fam. This ain't no joke. We in 2023. 2023, and look at what we're dealing with today. These women chose to be single mothers, man. These men didn't leave them. They chose to leave because they thought being a wife meant you're going to be held down. And they didn't want to be held down. Somebody lied to these sisters. So now those same women from 86, those women are old women today. Old. And they regret every bit of it. That same woman right there is an old woman. Old. In her 70s somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Mad at the world. That's just the facts. She's an old woman right now. Done. And she's mad at the world because she threw her life away. You understand? It has nothing to do with me. I'm reporting the news. I'm giving you a reality check of what's going on. We trying to figure out the state of black women in America when it comes to her relationship to black men. And based on what we're seeing from the comment that a woman posted in my video, like I said, the comment that you see on the bottom, in case you're joining in the stream, a woman posted that in this video that I done yesterday. She came into the comment section and she posts the following. As far as what the girl is saying in the video, and she's talking about this video, as far as what that girl is saying in the video, I do not completely agree. Now, notice that. She do not completely agree. Now, that right there is bad as it is. Because everything that this young lady said in this video was horrible. So for her to say, I do not completely agree, that means she agrees with things that she said. She says, I do not get why men feel like having a man is such a staple point to women over 40. Now notice why she ain't say women in general. Why she ain't say women in their 20s, women in their 30s. She said women that are 40 or whatever. Why? Because if you understand how to read, that means that she's over 40. Think about it. You understand? And that's what's pretty much happening right now. Let me see what's going on. Somebody said something. Okay, I made 3 comments and none of them were the same. I guess I don't know what you're talking about, to tell you the truth. I'm not even wasting my time with all of that. Talk to the moderators. Let me see. She said, I don't get why men feel like having a man is such a staple point to women over 40 or whatever. In other words, in so many words, she's basically saying she don't know why men be thinking that women over their 40 care about having a man. It's like it's not even that important to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no man. In other words, y'all talking all this stuff about older women and how nobody want y'all. We don't care. We're not trying to get married. We're not trying. That's basically what she's saying. She said, there's so much to life besides worrying about having a man. Now, if the sister really believed that, why she's watching the video? If the sister really believed that there's so much more to life besides worrying about having a man, why is she even posting a comment? You see that? See, the truth of the matter is she is worrying. And that's why she's saying that, because it's her way to reinforce her ideology in believing that she's okay being single, alone, with no husband. She's trying to convince herself, just like that woman on the screen right there in 1986, who believed that for some reason she's okay.
Really? Male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Wow. That's exactly how the sister in the comment is thinking. In other words, hey, I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s. Guess what? A man is not really that important. This is how they think, guys. I'm breaking this thing down the best that I could. Nobody else is able to do this. You understand? There's so much to life besides worrying about a man. Look what she said right here. This is the part that is so sad. Honestly, as long as a woman take care of herself, she never needs a man. My goodness. My goodness. Ain't that something? That's crazy right there, fam. That is absolutely crazy. But this is the world we live in, fam. This is what's sad about this thing. She said you don't need a man. What do you mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She said, honestly, now let me flip that on her. Watch this, guys. She said, honestly, as long as a woman takes care of herself, she never needs a man. But see, women have always depended on the government. They weren't taking care of themselves. You understand? Women have always been dependent on the government to take care of their kids and so forth. They weren't doing their own thing. They weren't. They weren't out here establishing them like businesses and jobs. They were dependent on the government. That's why they got rid of the black man. You know? And it's not that they got rid of the black man by kicking him out the house. The black man had the house. They left with the baby. Make no mistake about it, because for far too long, we've been hearing that the black woman kicked the black man out the house as if though the black man was living with her under her roof. No, the black man had his own house. The black man had his own apartment, his own place of residence. That is why the black woman felt that he was holding her down. She wanted to go out there and establish her own. That's why she packed up her bags and went back to her mama house. That's the truth. The black man had his own crib, always, you know? It's just that in today's day, these modern women, what they've done is they establish their own place, and now the kind of man that they bring in, they're not working men. They're Pookies and Ray Rays, guys they just let live up in their house, sleep up in their bed. I'm talking about guys that are bums. And she know that. But she like it that way because she takes care of him. She buys his clothes. She give him money. She let him drive her car. How many of you ladies do that right now at the sound of my voice? How many of you ladies in the clouds, in the chat, is taking care of a man? Dude don't got no ambition. He don't got no job. His hands is never dirty. He eats you out of house and home, eating all your kids' cereal. He lay up on the couch playing video games. He don't do a damn thing, but you keep him in the house. You keep him in the house as a slave that you use just for sex. As long as he behave himself, as long as he's not cheating, as long as he do what's right by you, you don't mind taking care of him. Do you see what women have become in today's culture? In all sense and purposes, they have taken on the role of a man. Because now they are the provider and the man is living with them in their house. And they're taking care of the man just like a man's supposed to take care of a woman. This is sad. This is where we are right now, fam. Single motherhood began way back in the 70s, 60s, then in the 80s. I mean, think about that, fam. 1986. My goodness. Nintendo came out, I believe, in 85. 85. Yeah, around 85, the first Nintendo came out, you know. In 88, I believe Big Daddy Kane came out with Ain't No Half Steppin', because I was born in 77. So even back then, fam, you had single mothers. And I remember seeing stuff like this, you know. This is why back in the days, rappers used to make songs about, you know, I think it was Brenda Had a Baby and all this stuff. People used to always make songs about single mothers. Because this was what was going on. But it was on the low. Mama used to take care of the baby while the daughter went to school. Normally what happened is anytime a daughter or whatever got pregnant, to avoid shame and embarrassment of the family, they would send their daughter like to another state. You know, like let's say if you live in New York and your daughter got popped up, they would ship the daughter off to the South somewhere to stay with family to, you know, so that she can have the baby out there to avoid embarrassing the family, because it was a shame. You know, they didn't want their daughter to be a 304 because they knew after she had that baby, it was going to be a field day in these streets. And that's exactly what's happening today, because now when these young ladies get pregnant, their mothers don't send them away. They keep them right on the block. And what happened? The cycle repeats itself. She get pregnant again, then she get pregnant again. And now in today's day, you got young ladies that are 21, 22, 23 and got about 4 kids already. Not from the same man, not under the guise of a marriage, all out of wedlock. Every last one of those children have a different baby father. That is sad. But guess what? When we talk about these issues, women keep getting mad with me. They don't take personal accountability. They don't say, you know what? It's my choice. I chose to sleep around. I chose to be rebellious. This is why when you open the Bible, guys, the scriptures warn you about modern women more than anything else. Open that book. That book talks more about women than you can possibly imagine. There are so many scriptures in the Bible trying to guide you men from wicked women. And until these women repent, nothing is going to change. And one thing women love to say, guys, is they love to say stuff like, well, once men get in order, women will get in order. That's a cliche line that they love to use to avoid accountability. The truth of the matter is, once the woman taken of that forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, life has never been the same ever since then. Because she and the devil have made a pact. And through that, she said, and the devil told her this, the devil literally came to the black woman and made it very clear.
I know that you believe in serving Jesus. But as a black woman, I want to make a deal with you. You see, your womb is very precious. In order for the black man to create life, it's gonna take your womb to do it. So what I want is for you women to never give your womb to a righteous man of the Most High. I don't mind you sleep around with Pookie and Ray Ray. You could bring forth evil babies every day, I don't care. But never lay or give your womb to a man of God, a man of the Most High. Because if you do that, you're gonna spread righteousness. You're gonna spread the righteous seed in the earth. So as a black woman, agree with me and I will give you the world.
Wow. That's what's going on, people. That's what's happening in today's day. The black woman made a pact with the devil. And in that agreement that she made, she's not supposed to build with a black man in terms of family and so forth. She just don't believe in doing that. And every baby that she bring forth is not from a righteous man. This is why I always say, all you sisters out there that got a womb, is your womb being used to bring forth righteous seed? No, you're holding your womb hostage. You are literally in rebellion to the Bible. Woe be unto you as a woman that your womb is being held hostage from the seed of a righteous man. You refuse to allow the Most High to replenish the earth through his righteous soldiers. Instead, you use your womb to sleep around. You use your womb to go on hot girl summer vacations. You use your womb to play, to make men pay, to make men lust. You sell yourselves on OnlyFans. You sell yourselves on Instagram. You refuse to be a wife. You refuse to be a holy daughter of Zion. And because of your rebellion, the earth is filled with whoredom to the point where men have corrupted themselves and no longer find themselves desiring to even be a husband because of you. This is where we at, ladies and gentlemen. Because of feminism, because of the decisions that the black woman made, the black family has never been the same ever since. And this is why when you looked at the community, all you see is kids with no fathers. That's all you see. And because of the whoredom that is in the world, most black men just see women as, hey, just to sleep with. There's no incentive of wifing up a woman in today's day. Think about that. Why would a guy waste his time? There is no incentive of doing that. So men just rather get with women to sleep with them and keep it pushing because men have needs. And they're gonna sleep with a woman. And because women keep their legs open 24 hours a day for every man that come around, these guys get access. See, women will say stuff like, well, what about the men that sleep around with women? Well, what about you with your legs open? Why your legs are open? Why don't you just keep them closed? A man can't sleep with you if you ain't letting them in. So the truth of the matter is you allow men to sleep with you. Blame yourself. I'm giving you the reality. The reality is men are gonna do what men gonna do. There's no way around that. You understand? I ain't saying that all these guys are right. What I'm saying is a man, and men have needs. And if a woman gonna open them legs, he gonna sleep with her. It's just that simple. And that is how the earth is being filled with babies right now in the black community. Believe it or not, the majority of the babies that are being born from the 70s all the way to 2023 have all been out of wedlock, fam. Wow. 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 All of the babies that have been born in this day have not been born out of a marriage, have not been born out of a righteous engagement. It have been born out of whoredom. It have been born out of sin. It have been born out of rebellion. It have been born out of a one-night stand. My goodness, man. And you're wondering why we got so much crime. You're wondering why we got so much buffoonery and foolishness. It's because the kids are being born in sin. Nobody's following the Most High. Nobody's reading the Bible. Nobody's quoting scriptures. Nobody's teaching these women. Nobody's teaching these men. This is why the black community is destroyed. Man. Wow, wow, wow. Again, if you're joining the stream, listen to this. Listen, because this right here is crazy.
I think that the only thing that's changed is the black woman. Because there was a time, let's say my mother, my aunts and things like that, they would say, okay, if that's the way...
Rewind that back.
I think that the only thing that's changed is the black woman. Because there was a time, let's say my mother, you know what I mean, my aunts and things like that, they would say, okay, if that's the way you establish your manhood, I'm going to go for it. And my generation says, hey, no good.
Okay.
You must establish a new base.
I'll agree with that.
And we are, as a group, demanding that a new base be established. Why can't we try it my way?
Later.
25 years ago, the strong family was still the backbone of black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most black children are now growing up without their fathers. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the black population.
Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. Male figures are not substantially important in the family.
I think that the only thing that's changed is the black woman.
Wow.
Because there was a time, let's say my mother, you know what I mean, my aunts and things like that, they would say, okay, if that's the way you establish your manhood, I'm going to go for it. And my generation says, hey, no good.
Okay.
Wow, no good. This is what they're saying, fam. This right here is so sad that this happened to our people. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. We're really trying to figure out why these things are happening today's day. But it's happening. It's happening, and the world has changed, and people are acting like they don't understand what's going on. But this is the reality, man. This is the reality of where we are. But hey, I don't know, man. Y'all leave your comments. Let me know what you think, man, because it ain't changing no time soon. Again, the comment, the woman left. She said, honestly, as long as women take care of themselves, of herself, she never needs a man. So my question, ladies, is this. What if we have a natural disaster and you're unable to take care of yourself? What if the world economy falls apart? What are you going to do? If you can't take care of yourself, what are you going to do? Depend on a man? Do you really think a man is going to take care of you in those days? Let a catastrophe happen in America. Let something happen with the economy and everything crashes and the dollar's gone and there's no way to do whatever you need to do. We're going to see women. We're going to see women try their best to come to black men. Black men are going to totally ignore you. I promise you. They're going to ignore you. You're going to be by yourself and they're going to walk the other way. Trust and believe that. You're going to be wishing to heaven that you had a man. This kind of attitude of as long as a woman take care of herself, she never needs a man, that's satanic. That right there is satanic, fam. Like, seriously. Shout out to the Kings, the King of Bakers for the $3 support. Shout out to Generation X, still here. He said, gotcha on the paper. From Seattle to Brooklyn. Shout out to you for your support, contributions, sponsoring the shows. You know what I mean? Shout out to Seattle. It's crazy, man. This stuff is crazy out here, man. Like, when I doing these stories, man, it just shows that there's a problem, man. Shout out to Michelle for the $1.99 support. Shout out to Garado for the 99, the 99 cents. Appreciate you for the support. It's crazy, man, how when you put out this truth, it's like women, they just don't want to take heed to the truth. They'll argue with you, fight. And I'm like, man, I just don't get it, man. Like, I really don't. I really don't get why they get these type of attitudes and get pissed off about stuff that it makes no sense. You know, arguing with men over the truth is not, it's not kosher when the details have been presented. Feminism have caused all of these problems. If you're a woman and you're a single mom right now, you done this to yourself. If you be honest with yourself and really look in the mirror, you did this to yourself. The kind of guys that you chose, you know you did this to yourself. Nobody's to blame but you. But again, you cannot hold yourself accountable. You refuse to do it. You find somebody else to blame. You know? I know a lot of women that are single mothers and they refuse to blame themselves. And then they get with another guy and repeat the same process. This is why I keep telling you guys, if you get with a single mother, chances is she's gonna leave you either way. She's gonna leave you either way. Why? Because she's set in her ways. You know what I mean? She'll get with you for the time, things will go good, and then she's gonna break up. Why? Because she ain't get things done her way. Because she have a track record of doing that. You know, it's her choice. You know, a brother could get around a woman that got kids, and for whatever reason, he tried to guide the woman, you know, to humble her, make her, you know, a better woman. She don't want to hear that. She's set in her ways. She be like, nah, I don't want to hear that. And she get pissed off about it. You know, that's not cool. You know, it's really sad out here, man. Let me see. You know, so again, ladies, y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop trying to argue with men when we trying to help, teach, and edify. Like, it makes no sense, man. You know? Y'all gotta really, really look within, because a lot of times the women who complain, those are the women that are doing these things. Anytime you see women in the clouds and the chat and they be complaining and whatnot, they be the ones that be complaining the most because they are the ones out here doing this type of mess. Seriously. There is no way that you could be a woman that's on the right path. You repent, you're doing what you got to do, and, you know, you're like, if you repented and you're doing the right thing, you wouldn't be complaining against this type of truth. You wouldn't be doing that. You know? Let me see. Yeah, you're gonna always have these kind of people, man. I'm looking at some of these comments and it's like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Somebody said, sir, you're cursing and talking down to people. Are y'all seeing this? You're cursing and talking down to people. Are y'all looking at this? The person said that sir, you're cursing and talking down to people. Jesus the Christ didn't talk down to his people. Really? He didn't talk down to his people? Do you see how they want this? Ladies and gentlemen, do you see how people in today's day, they are just rebellious? Now, if I were to open up that Bible and show you what the Messiah did, it would shock you. Do you know that the Messiah plaited a whip together and whipped people? Do you know that? Do you know that the Messiah destroyed the people in the temple, threw over tables, flipped over stuff, and was flipping out on people? You talking about cursing and talking down to people? Do you know what the Messiah was doing? This is how you know when people don't read the Bible. The Messiah was a warrior. You understand? He wasn't some clown, some soft man. I'm a masculine man, a strong man, a lion. Do you understand? I'm not a woman. See, this is the problem, guys. That right there, that is the kind of spirit that is evil. They don't want the truth. They want you to pamper them with truth. They want you to be like this. Hello, people. Yes, today we're going to turn in the Bible and we want to pray for everybody because we love everybody and we just want to pray. That's how they want you to talk. They want you to talk like a clown about Jesus the Christ didn't talk down to his people. Really? He said if you don't obey the commandments, you're going to go to hell. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What is this person talking about? The Messiah made it very clear that if your righteousness does not exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, you're in no way going to make it to the kingdom. What? I'm telling you, fam, religious people are the worst because they don't read the Bible. Religious people do not read the Bible, fam. Trust and believe that. Shout out to Trending with Sharice for the super chat. Appreciate your support. Said, thank you for saying this. I have been saying this forever. Black women broke the family up, not man. 100% Ringo TV. Keep the truth alive. Shout out to you again for another super chat. Says you are speaking facts. The black woman. Wait, hold on. Did I read the right one? Wait. Said you are speaking facts. The black woman broke up the family, not the black man. Keep the truth alive, Ringo TV. Oh, you said similar comments. You post similar comment. Well, I guess you just wanted to support the stream, I guess, right? Anyway, I appreciate your support sponsoring the shows. You know what I mean? And it's true. They destroyed the black family. They broke it up. They kicked the man out. They didn't want, and even today, ladies and gentlemen, you know how many black men are trying their best to see their kids? You know how many black men in the clouds right now, in the chat right now, they may not tell you this, but you got black men right now that are in the courts trying their best to get to see their kids. And the baby mama is rebellious. She don't want the brother to see the kids. She don't want the brother to be around nothing, bruh. Literally using the kids against the brother. He's trying his best. He's in the court crying to see his babies. The baby mama wicked as hell, bro. Because the courts always have these women with these kids and they punish the fathers. And these be good men. These be the men that always been there for their kids. But because the woman want the guy to be evil, this is what they do to you guys. They know that you're good men. So what they do is they punish you so that you can be evil towards your kids so that they can have reason to go to the courts. This is another part of the game you guys got to learn. If you're a good brother and you're doing what you got to do for your kids and your baby mama is evil and wicked, she's going to try to tempt you, provoke you to anger so that you could do things to her so she could go to the court and tell them you're abusive to her, you're abusive to the kids, you abandon the kids, you're a deadbeat, and then the courts will come after you. This is what they do, guys. This is what they've been doing. So you got to pay attention to the signs so you can understand what's going on, man. But that's what's happening, man. It's really sad, man. But anyway, let me give it a few shout outs on the Cash App. Let me see. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon for the 20 on the Cash App. Michelle for the 10. V Dubman for the 85 on the Cash App. Appreciate you, fam. Let me see. Catastrophic Kings, Breeden for the 5. Debbie for the 25. Shout out to all of you for sponsoring the shows, keeping the lights on, keeping the production going. Without your support, we won't have this to be possible. So, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, rocking with the work that I'm doing here. We trying to save lives out here by giving you the real. We're trying to provoke thoughts. We're trying to stimulate your mind so you can look at the world you're living in and think. You know, a lot of you sisters got to look at what you're doing, look at what you're after, and think like where your life is going right now. I keep telling sisters this all the time. Your womb as a woman was given you by the Most High to bring forth righteous seed. A lot of you ladies are refusing to give your womb to a righteous man to bring forth life. You would rather give it to the devil. And that's why so many of you end up pregnant, and I'll be sitting back shaking my head like, wow, you allowed that man to impregnate you? That man? A man that's sorry? A man that's a thug? A man that is out in them streets wilding out crazy, in and out of prison? That is the guy you allowed to impregnate you? And you wondering why you struggling? You're basically bringing forth the seed of the devil. The Bible talks about this. You have the seed of the Most High that is being manifested, and then you have the seed of the devil. Our women have more of a liking of bringing forth children of the devil. And this is what's happening. You know, you're bringing forth the seed of a man that's wicked. Imagine that. You complain about your baby daddy. You complain about how he's sorry and he's no good. Have it ever dawned on you that his seed is your child? Your child is the result of his evil seed. Don't you know that? You think your child is good? If your baby daddy is evil and wicked, then guess what? Guess what's going on with your child? Your child evil too. Wicked. You wondering why your son just robbed a car. You wondering why you got the phone call that your son was just arrested. He got arrested because he's just like his father. You produce the seed of the devil. But when I tell you sisters get with a righteous man, you look at me like something wrong. Well, I don't want that. I want a man that's going to be just with me. Ringo, you keep talking about polygyny and all this other stuff. I want a man to be just with me. Really? You've been with 25 to 50 guys already. When are you going to actually practice what you preach? I told you ladies already, there's no such thing as a man being monogamous. You're living in a dream world. You can stay right there and be alone for the rest of your natural life, but it's never going to change. I just giving you the full, unadulterated truth of where the problems come from. This feminism issue have poisoned the black community. It poisoned the black woman. They targeted the black woman. Notice this, ladies and gentlemen, you don't see no black man in that time on camera saying he don't need the black woman. My God, you don't see it. You don't see no videos from the 60s, 70s, or 80s of black men saying we don't need a black woman. We can do bad by ourselves. You don't see it. Only black women does that. Why? Because they are the one who chose this mess that they started, and they're blaming us black men as if though we gotta fix it. We cannot fix what you started. You need to repent and come to the Most High. Facts. So that being said, we're gonna get up on out of here, get me something to eat, and I'm gonna come back with another one. You already don't know what it is. Ringo TV Reactions. We provide you with the best commentary on YouTube, hands down. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout out to Geraldo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, bro. Guerrero. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it properly, but appreciate your super chat. Yeah, so leave your comments. Let me know what you think about the stream. Let me know if it was edifying, if you learned something, because this is how serious it is, man. And if you can recall from my last stream, that sister said that the average woman have about 5 guys on rotation. And she said she spoke for all women. So think about that, fam. That live was off the chain. Real talk. So hey, y'all be safe out there. Peace and blessings to the mods. V-Dub Man, Sean the Navigator, See y'all in the building. Shout out to everybody that sponsored the shows, everybody that support, hitting the Cash App, Super Chat. We appreciate you. And thanks for taking the time to tune in. You know, you could be doing something else, but you chose to tune in to the shows. So hopefully you got edified, you learned something. Share the videos with a lot of these ladies. Let them see the reality of what's going on so that they can make better decisions. Hopefully they'll be able to settle down with a quality man. You ladies, you need a righteous man. Only a righteous man is going to do right by you. Only a righteous man. No other man is going to do right by you. No other. You understand? You have to have a righteous man. You out here playing around, wasting time. Hey, don't cry when you get older and nobody's looking for you. You had your opportunities. You ain't walking in it. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Shout out to Show Shao. I think I seen you in the building too. You know what I'm saying? I know I seen him somewhere. Oh, there you go. I seen you in the chat earlier. Yeah, so to all the ladies that, you know what I'm saying, got issues, anytime you hear this kind of truth, rewind the video, look at it from the beginning and think. Listen with an open heart and open mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm your brother. I'm trying to school you, teach you the things that they didn't teach you. You know what I mean? You may not have grown up with no males in your family that actually guided you. You might be misguided today. You may not have been raised with your father. And because of that, you got daddy issues and you hate your father because he wasn't there. Blame your mama. Your mama left him. Your mama didn't keep him around. It's not that he not there and he didn't love you. Your mama got rid of him to get that check. And these are the truths that she hide from you because she's wicked, bruh. She's wicked, sister. She's wicked. She don't want you to know who your father is. Sometimes you got to go out there and find him yourself. Sometimes you got to go out there and do your research to find out who your daddy is. Because if you could ever find him and get the story, the backstory on what took place, you'll be shocked to know that your mom did your daddy dirty. My goodness, man. Anyway, peace and blessings to everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share the videos with everybody and get those likes up if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one. Ringo TV Reactions, the best reactionary channel on YouTube. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.